Hey guys, welcome back. It's Maverick here with another episode of Violet Evergarden. So, in the last episode, we finally started delving back into Violet's past, really delving into it instead of just one or two flashback scenes or whatnot. Obviously, it's because Violet is also sort of recounting all the events that she went through now that she has learned of the majors of Gilbert's demise. And I do feel that that's probably factual truth, right? The cold hard truth, because it's been pretty heavily hinted since episode 1. I don't really think they're going to pull a comeback from the dead cheesy kind of situation and all that. So, we're gonna get the rest of the story here, how exactly they got into the position that they were, what were the final words of the major, and so on and so forth, and perhaps more importantly, how exactly is Violet going to bounce back from this, right? So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Oof. Oh. Holy shit. Oh, that's how she looked. Holy shit, her entire arm was shot off. Oof. How the hell did they survive that? Wow. I mean, obviously they did, but I mean. Holy shit. Ooh. Oh. And that's the end. Oh. She's not actually going to. No, that's impossible. It's been so long. Hmm.
信号弾を上げた後、全員が突撃し、負けを悟ったガルダ陸軍は撤退する前に自らの総本部を
Really? Scorched earth tactics.
階段の下で見つかった。おそらくあいつは砲撃の瞬間、君を守ろうと突き飛ばしたのか。
入院している間、どなたに伺っても少佐はご無事だと
言えなかったんだよ。君は自分のことよりあいつの身ばかりを案じていて。行こう。
I don't think she's going to go.
どこに行くのですか。私は少佐のいらっしゃるところにしか行けません。
会社に戻るんだよ。君はうちの自動式人形だろ。じゃあ俺もここにいる。君が一緒に戻ってくれるまで。
Damn.
俺はあいつに君を託されたんだからな。決戦開始の直前、あいつは俺のところへ来て言ったんだ。
もし私に何かあったらバイオレットを頼む。戦争が終結したらライデンのエヴァーガーデン家まであの子を送り届けてやってくれ。
ギルベルト、
頼むよ。
あいつは決して君を戦う道具とは思っていなかった。一人の女の子としての君の将来を案じていたんだ。
Oh. Hey, she's coming along. Okay.
引っ張って悪かったな。大丈夫か。
大丈夫だよね。退院したばかりの頃はどうなることかと思ったけど、君はちゃんとドールの仕事をこなせるようになった。本当に頑張ったよね。あいつの命令がなくても生きていけるはずだ。
もう少佐に命令はいただけないのでしょうか。
君は悪くない。この話はまた今度にしよう。
道が封鎖されてる。
中佐、俺は軍は
Oh, still recognizing?
何かあったのか。
ケスクレールの町がガルタリクの和平反対派に襲撃を受けました。
Really?
勢力が活発化しているとは聞いていたが、状況は
制圧しましたが、まだ周辺の警戒を解ける状態ではありません。
別の道を行こうか。
了解。
Are they going to get ambushed or something? No, seems
バイオレット戻ってきたんですよね。
I feel like that scene had to have some sort of significance, right? Otherwise they wouldn't just specifically throw that there.
ちょっと様子見てきてよ。
お前が行けばいいだろ。
あんたくらいがちょうどいいの。
くらいってなんだよ。こっちはそれどころじゃねえんだよ。
ベネディクト、12区あたりを探してみてくれるか。わしは14区の方へ行ってみる。
何かあったの？
新人の配達員が配達しきれなかった手紙を捨ててしまってな。
これから探しに行くんだよ。
大丈夫、だいたい当たりはついてるから。
Just go.
差し入れ置いとくわね。
Ah, just open the door.
明日は顔を出せそう？みんな待ってるし、あなたへの依頼もたくさん来てるのよ。私はホッジンズ社長がおっしゃった通り燃えているのです。自分がしてきたことで。
いつか俺が言ったことが分かる時が来る。そして初めて自分がたくさんやけどしていることに気づくんだ。
どうしてそんなこと言ったのよ。あの子の境遇を考えたら仕方のないことだったじゃない。
境遇がどうであれ、経緯や理由が何であれ、してきたことは消せない。
だったら忘れて一からまた。
忘れることも。
No, you don't forget about it. You internalize it.
燃えているのはあの子だけじゃない。俺や君だって。表面上は消えたように見える火傷の跡もずっと残ってる。
だったらどうすればいいの？あの子。
どうするかは自分で決めるしかない。燃え上がった体と向き合って受け入れた後。
Yep.
あの子少佐も何もかもなくしてしまったのよ。
大丈夫。なくしてないよ。何も。
カトレアさんも戻ってこない。
Hmm.
明日は私があの子の様子見に行ってきます。しばらくそっとしておいてあげた方が。でも愛してるを知りたいのです。私は少佐の愛してるが知りたくてドールになったのです。本当にそっとしておくだけでいいんですか？
No,
この
go.
ままあの子もうドールやめちゃうんじゃ。
Although, hmm.
代筆を頼みたいんだが。
Hmm? Still back to this place.
Shh.
どうしたんだ？バイオレット。
Hmm.
ご無事だったのですね。
その服は
今、私は自動式人形として働いているのです。
What is...
手紙を代筆しております。
手紙か。
Is it a nightmare? Ah. Hmm. I was like, the background music is a little bit too ominous.
少佐。
人を結ぶ手紙を書くのか。
Yeah.
少佐。
Man. This music is really good at getting people anxious. I mean, she did give it to you, Violet. At the very end there.
手紙だよ。バイオレット・エヴァーガーデン。お前さん宛てだ。
Who?
エリカとアイリスから頼まれたんだ。
Oh.
じゃあ確かに届けたよ。
まだ配達を。
ああ、捨てられた手紙が見つかったんでね。
ベネディクトさんは
あいつ足くじいてな。あんな靴履いてるからだよ。
まったく何やってんのよ。
じゃあわしはクラフト通りを回るから、あんたは一本裏手を頼むよ。
Oh, she's delivering.
どれ一つ取ったって誰かの大切な思いだからな。届かなくていい手紙なんてないんだ。
手紙だ。お母さん、お父さんからだよ。
Her own letter she hasn't read yet. Probably at the end of all this.
配達終わったかい？お疲れさん。よかった。みんなちゃんと届いたんだな。
バイオレット、大丈夫？会いに行こうと思ったけど、アイリスと相談して手紙を書くことにしました。ドールがドールに手紙を書くなんて変かもしれないけれど、でも伝えたかったの。心配してるって。それからあなたのこと待ってるって。
今はとても仕事に戻る気持ちにはなれないかもしれないからゆっくり休んで。でも何かあったら遠慮なく私たちを呼んで。私もアイリスもあなたが戻ってくるのを信じてる。
それから今日スペンサーさんって人があなたに代筆を頼みたいって来たわよ。
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
妹さんに感謝とお詫びの手紙を書きたいんですって。
Man, I'm so bad with faces. Yeah, that's right. That's Spencer from episode 3. So is she going to start to realize like how much good she's done already?
こちらでよろしいでしょうか。
ああ、妹に手紙を書くなんてなんか照れくさいが、でもあいつのおかげで仕事も決まった。もう一度やり直す気持ちになれたんだ。悪かったな、わざわざ来てもらって。しばらく休むと聞いていたんだが。
同僚が知らせてくれたのです。手紙で。それは私が生まれて初めてもらった手紙です。
Oh yeah,
手紙をもらう。
I didn't even realize that.
とても嬉しいことなのだと分かりました。
Totally agree.
ルクリアも喜ぶと思います。
ありがとう。
The credits now? We still got a ton. Oh, yeah, of course. Right, everything that she's done through this past year, half year, something of that nature. Violet flowers.
その名にふさわしい。その名が似合う。
Oh, back. Oh.
バイオレット？社長のおっしゃる通り。
Yes! Of course! Alright, all the good Dutch is done. Ah, of course, as well. As he started on his adventure, it appears so. Hey. Well, it seems that our girl Violet has finally got back on her feet and is literally starting to move forward once again, right? I did like that, that close-up of her turning her heels and then starting to run forward towards the future, if you will. That kind of that kind of scenery and whatnot. And I did enjoy the fact that they actually put some violet flowers there and then ended the title screen with Violet Evergarden, right? So coming once again, going back to what the major himself said, what Gilbert said, live your life, become someone fitting of the name of Violet and whatnot. And so, that is her. I choose to interpret it as her taking these words to heart and is being like, yes, I now have the name of Violet Evergarden. I am going to do my best to live my life to the fullest, etc., etc. Live on, and becomes a person worthy of the name. Now, with that being said, the Evergarden part, I'm still a little bit hesitant about. I think that's definitely going to become something that shows up in the future. I mean, she hasn't really. She's just called Violet, right? So, and Gilbert called her Violet. He gave her the name Violet. But the Evergarden part, I'm still wondering about that part. I do hope that that's going to be talked about in a future episode potentially. I'm sure it will be, but that's just something um to wait for, I guess. The sort of, the ending part where, she finally realizes, hey, all the good that she's doing for everything. Obviously, it's great. It was kind of expected as well. I pretty much thought that, this was the way. I mean, I don't think it's even a sort of prediction or anything. You obviously want the best for her, right? You have to, the entire time it was more trying to see. The thing about this is when I watch these kinds of episodes, I'm not the type that actually looks at it, oh man, this is such a sad situation. What are you doing to yourself, Violet? Oh, you poor girl. I'm like the type of guy who wants to, Violet, come on, girl. That I'm that type of person, right? Obviously, that probably wouldn't work so well in this type, but it's just so frustrating to watch it. And indeed, the music definitely adds to the anxiety as well, right? Again, good marks on that part as well. To really try to bang into her that hey, the major. You keep on saying that what are your orders, or when you need someone to give you orders, he already gave them to you. Live on, and also live your life to the fullest, and so on and so forth, right? Those are his orders, and so on and so forth. And then the bloodstained hands, that entire type of thing I mentioned as well. Look at all the good that you've done before, that you've done while becoming this auto-memory doll, and so on and so forth. And at the end there, with having all of these people, all the people that she's helped and whatnot, and her recognizing all the good that she's doing. And by the way, apologies to Spencer, my man. I really forgot your name, and sorry, I forgot your face. So whatever. But I do feel like one thing that is still kind of not so satisfactory for me is in the entire I've done some bad things. I've took human lives. That entire portion of it, right? Especially at the very end there with the boss still talking about it as well, right? Like, I understand it, and she is a child soldier, right? She's lost her innocence from a very early age. But going back to what I was talking about in the last episode, it's you need to sort of. I think the method that the anime is currently going for, right, the story is currently going for, is that, yeah, it happened, it's part of your past, right, now you need to look forward to the future. Whereas the point of view I'm coming from is more like, this happened, but it's necessary, and in fact you need to look at all those things that you've done. Well, sure, they include some bad things, you take human lives and whatnot, but it's because of that you can have this current present that you have, and your future as well. Like, I mentioned this at length in the last episode already, but say for instance, to take an example from this episode, Spencer might not be here. He might not be alive if it weren't for the fact that Violet joined the war as part of the effort, that she did all those missions that she did, killed all those soldiers that she did in order to end the war earlier, right? So I don't know whether or not they are going to touch on that type of internalization that I'm talking about in the future, but definitely that's something that I wish they can touch on and try to go through, right? Because once Violet does accept this kind of thing and does realize that, hey, it's at the end of the day, it's all for purpose, I feel like she would be able to to let go of this and forgive herself a lot more easily now that she is being made aware of this situation, right? Though I guess that also maybe requires even yet a bit more maturity as well, or they could just be not choosing to go for that kind of explanation, right? Which is also fair, but to me it's just a little bit of a disappointment that they didn't really address that issue as well, because at the end of the day, war is war, but the sooner war is over and everybody can get back to their peaceful lives, the better, right? And certainly wasn't expecting the sort of letter thing to be the catalyst for all of this. Although in retrospect, I probably should have guessed that, considering that we are this entire series, and what Violet currently is one of these typewriters, right? And she types letters, and it's focusing on her typing letters and the people that she meets while she types letters. So in retrospect, I probably should have guessed that that's probably something that would have happened. But and in any case, I am glad that they didn't tiptoe around the situation and really sent what they feel and whatnot towards Violet. And I feel like tiptoeing around the situation would have definitely made the situation a lot worse and a lot harder to remedy, right? What else from this episode? So everything's looking up? Question mark. I somehow don't think so, right? Even though we end this episode on a pretty positive note and all that, I still can't help but to wonder. Like, there are still various other, various other aspects that haven't been wrapped up yet. Like, for instance, Gilbert's brother, the captain, or do they specifically mention the fact that there are still some anti peace forces that are out and about, still lurking and doing some activities and whatnot, right? I feel like that has to be there for a meaning. So potentially that's also going to be something that happens in the future as part of a future arc or whatnot. I don't know, but the fact that it is there does raise some suspicion to me that that's going to be something happening in the future. The rest, what really else to talk about? I mean, again, the scene where she got to the lowest of her depression, Violet, the music, the anxiety building up and whatnot, that was definitely handled very well. I refrained from being snarky while Violet was trying to take her life because obviously it's a sad situation and whatnot, but you can't really choke yourself to death. But anyways, I did like how they made the entire situation there. It actually ended up a lot tamer than I thought it would be. I'm glad that they didn't show her, taking out her anger at other things, other people, as well, because you could easily turn into the situation where you hate the world, right? I'm glad that they didn't go that route. And, it wouldn't really make sense, I guess, all that much for Violet either. But at the end of the day, she did sort of internalize all her anger and frustration and whatnot, and I feel like that is a good thing. You wouldn't cringe as much as at what she's trying to do. But at the end of the day, I said this before, for me, it's more a case of wanting to, really wanting to just barge into the room and grab her shoulder and go, Violet, stop being like this. This is not what the Major would want, and so on and so forth. Like, I mean, people have different reactions to these kind of different situations, but that's how I would probably react if one of my friends was being like this. But yeah, anyways, that's it for episode 9 of Violet Evergarden. I will, of course, be continuing on in next week, although there will be some time schedule changes. I probably won't be watching Violet Evergarden on Wednesdays anymore. I'll probably move it to one of the weekends, but I haven't completely figured out my schedule for 2021 winter yet, because we haven't had confirmed dates for all the seasonal anime as of yet, but I can say right now that it's most probably not going to be on a Wednesday, but just look forward to it when it eventually drops. I will still be dropping one episode per week, of course. So there we go. That's it for episode 9. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.